Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard Quiet Nights. My name's Mike,
I'm Jan.
and you know who we are. You've been watching us for a while, and most of you. We are sitting here on the shore, on dirt, on ground, at the Little Falls Marina, New York City, on the Erie Canal, just past lock number 17,
17.
which is the largest rising lock in the entire system. We're getting used to locking right now. Um, And that's kind of what I want to talk about today is locking through and the procedures and the pluses, the minuses, the Erie Canal system, and going, especially if you can do the Trent Severn, you're going to be going through about 40, 50 locks. And fortunately, these are recreational. This is a recreational area, and the locks push you right through. I mean, uh, which was opposed to when you go down on the commercial areas on the Mississippi River and Tom Bigby and stuff. They're geared primarily to commercial traffic, so you get a lot of waiting there. Here you'll find out once you get in the groove, you go right through. When you go through one, time you get to the other one, it's open and ready for you. And we found the delay on each lock about 15 to 20 minutes time we lock through, and they are pretty quick.
Yeah.
What's a little bit different from these locks, which versus the commercial locks, is as we get onto the Trent Severn and the Mississippi River, all the Corps of Engineer locks down in that area have floating ballards where basically there's a tie-off that's on a like a track, vertical railroad track. As you tie off to it, and you don't really tie off, you just run a couple loops around it, and you ride it up, and it rides up with the tide, so one person could easily handle it. Which versus over here on the Erie, the locks are a little bit different. Some of them have cables that you can tie onto or loop around, and you can ride the cables up. Some of them have pipes you can loop around on the center cleat, just like a floating ballard. But you'll find quite a few of them just have basically lines that hang out, and
You need gloves.
you need gloves. The lines are gross, slippery, and things like that. So
And you really got a grip depending on the wind. Day
yes,
one, we had some really heavy wind, so as the boat is rising up above the lock wall, the force of that wind is pushing us really hard, and we're taking all of our strength to hold the boat.
exactly, especially as the top part, we have a lot of windage on the side. The top part and the aft part of the boat is the winds catch it. And the winds were blowing about 25 miles an hour, so that was pretty tough. One of the tricks of the trade that we've learned along the way is if you can, let the cleat do the work. And you don't want to tie the cleat, but as you're rising up, kind of keep it halfway around the cleat, or maybe three-quarters of a turn around the cleat, so you can let that do the work when a gust handles it. Tries to manhandle it a little bit. Now, one thing you do not want to do on this or any lock is to tie it around the cleat, because if the lines get caught, once the tension starts getting hard, it gets harder to release the line, and if that happens, that can actually sink your boat. And so another thing from a safety standpoint is, of course, you want to wear your life jackets, everybody in the back. Second thing is have some kind of a knife. We actually have a big machete um, on our aft cabin, so if it really comes to the point where we have to cut, that's not the time to be looking for a cutting device.
Right.
You want to have something readily available and have it nice and sharp so you can chop your line, and it's better to save your boat that way, maybe putting a mark in it than losing your boat.
Now look up the line before you hold on to it to see if there's any knots.
Yes, we've encountered, it's just kind of strange. I don't know if it's maliciousness or what, and I don't know how it happens. But we found a couple lines with knots in them halfway up. So going up's not a big problem because you're kind of sliding the line through the cleat or around the cleat. But you can imagine if you were going down and you were using the cleat to help you go down, and you got to the point where that knot would lock itself into your cleat, that would be disastrous. So I've encountered one. In fact, we encountered one at Lock 17, and we notified the lock master about it. Obviously, they don't see everything, and of course, this one's been around for a while because we've encountered some other people that have encountered the same knot. So I don't know who would do something like that. That's totally malicious and destructive and very, very dangerous. So
Which, speaking of, I think that what's dangerous and malicious is when people put their stickers on on the lock walls.
She's fighting on a graffiti. Yeah, next
So
thing you know, she's gonna be.
I'm peeling off stickers. So just so you know, if y'all put your nice sticker on the lock wall and I come behind you and I'm in that spot, I'm gonna peel your sticker off.
So
They're ugly, and I say fools' names and fools' faces are often seen in public places, and putting your stickers on lock walls is against the law, but it's
against
also unattractive.
unattractive, especially towards boaters going through the locks. So anyway, but going through the lock system very safe. We're obviously we've done 17 locks so far on the Erie Canal, and they're not real consistent. But the consistency is we're either going to have long lines to hang on to, or you're going to have a pipe or a cable that you can loop around to on your center cleat. So when you approach a lock, one thing very important: take it dead slow. I see a lot of people that are in a hurry coming into the lock. And first of all, if you don't slow down well ahead of the lock, that wake's going to follow you into the lock.
Yes.
And right about the time you're trying to tie up, that's when the wake's going to hit you. The other thing is that when you get inside the lock, and these locks are fairly narrow, especially compared to the ones on the Mississippi River, is whatever tiny little wake you put up is going to just bounce off the wall, and you're going to be riding that thing for the entire your entire trip. So don't be in a hurry. Nobody's rushing you. There's no rushing involved. Get safely tied up. As you enter the door, especially if you're the last person, the lockmaster is going to be closing the aft door, and he's going to wait till you are good and secure before he's going to start making the water rise. So,
Yes.
other than that, anything we need to know?
Well, it's cold today. We're wearing our long sleeve shirts. I'm wearing pants. Mike's got shorts on, but a long sleeve shirt. But it was 59 this morning, and the high today is supposed to be 70. I think some of that's because it's a bit overcast. There's clouds blowing through. But, keeping Mike settled down for 2 nights is a feat in itself. So we decided this morning we'd take a day. We're going to walk into town and check out Little Falls. We hear it's very nice. So we're looking forward to that. They've got a lovely lounge here, building for boaters who are tied up here, and free laundry or donation for a laundry. And the young man that works here is very nice. And so we're going to have a potluck tonight inside the building with all the boaters that are here. We've invited everybody. Last night we had docktails inside the building, and it's just a lovely place, a pretty park, nice trees, nice walking space. So it's a lovely area. We're appreciating it.
So starting tomorrow, one of the reasons we're staying is it's supposed to be windy today. It's gusting at 25, so is it dangerous? No. I mean, obviously the winds don't affect you when you're on the river too much because they're down below the trees. And this is a fairly mountainous area, but when you get in the open areas, the wind's bad. And plus going to the lock area, when we're climbing up and you get your boat above the lock wall, that wind does affect you a little bit. So tomorrow we're supposed to have the winds a little bit less tomorrow on Saturday. And then the big obstacle we have is we have to cross Oneida Lake. And oh my gosh, I didn't even look at it, but it's 20 some miles long and 5 miles wide. So obviously winds do make a difference, and it's very shallow. I think that the depth of it's 20 or 30 feet. So we want to make sure that the waves are reasonable. Would we get across today or tomorrow? Sure. I mean, they're forecasting 3-foot waves, but again, we're on that lake, and you got a short period. And we go Sunday morning. We're going to run up as far as we can, probably get to Sylvan Beach, find a place to hang out, and then first thing Saturday morning we'll get to Silver Beach. And then Sunday morning we'll launch off early in the morning before the winds kick up. There'll be about 1-footers going across, and we'll enjoy a nice little 25-mile run across the lake, inland lake. So the other thing of note, we're well out of salt water.
Yes.
We left the salt water once we left Albany, the Troy Lock, and we're all fresh water, and there's no tide here. And we're not going to see any salt water till we hit Mobile, which is going to be quite a bit of ways down for us especially.
Yes.
But so it's a little bit different on the boating side. You don't have to wash the boat off as bad every day, and just give it a quick rinse once in a while. And
well, you have the lock wall crap along the side of your boat, so it's pretty filthy.
yes,
But we're not going to do anything about that till we get through these locks, because it's just going to be consistent.
yes. So for now, we're going to sign off. I just want to give anybody a little update if they're curious about the Erie Canal. A lot of people are nervous. They've never done canals before. You either love it or hate it. We have some friends that like the city life, and when we called them, they said, "Oh, we hate it here." I said, "Well, that's what you're going to get in a Trent Severn too." So we have basically, you have your 100 and some miles here on the Erie, and then we're going to run up the what river is the next one going up to Oswego River. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're on the Mohawk
We're
now.
on the Mohawk now. We'll be turning up the Oswego River on the other side of SK Marina. We'll stay at SK, I think, Sunday night. It's a 2-day run up to Oswego, and then from there we're going to make our decision whether we make a right turn and deviate to the Thousand Islands, or we have actually 3 options. One option would be make a right turn and do the Thousand Islands and backtrack a little bit and enjoy that, which is just a bunch of granite islands out there. And it's supposed to be very pretty. Option 2, which most people do, is from Oswego, you wait for a little weather window and go to Kingston, which is like north and east. And then from Kingston, you kind of run behind the barrier. There's barrier islands and stuff that runs into Trenton. And a third option would be to go directly there's a Trenton Inlet, which is a little bit north-northwest, and you can go directly to Trenton and bypass Kingston. So we'll just see what the weather lords offer us in the next couple days.
You take what the river gives you.
You take what the river gives
Right,
you.
Gino?
Yeah, that's a good friend Gino taught us that a long time ago. So for now, we'd like to thank you for watching. Jan says we have over 1,500 followers on some of these right now. So that's quite amazing, and we appreciate everything you're doing and support, and we'll keep it coming as much as we can. Thanks for watching.